In today's episode, we talked about the ridiculousness of the car market, both new and used, and how prices are skyrocketing. I also go over what it was like driving a bunch of supercars on Turo, and I reveal which car I'm going to end up buying. So you don't want to miss out. Let's jump in it. Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show, where our mission is to invest.
I only expect to make money in things that I understand.
Innovate.
It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future will be better than the past.
And inspire. I am much more likely to hit my goal just due to putting it out there.
You're now rocking with the best.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ryan Pineda Show. Today, I've got my co-host back from the original shows, Josh, who is my cousin, actually, for those of you who don't know. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. What's going on? Took a day off to be here, so.
I know, dude. So I had to bring you back on for today's episode because we're talking cars.
Oh, yeah.
And you've worked at Mercedes-Benz for what?
19, almost 20 years.
20 years. Your whole adult life.
Yeah. Really, my whole adult life I worked there.
Yeah. And so I think you're the perfect guy to talk to about, what the car industry's like right now because I just filmed a Turo series on YouTube. And by the way, guys, you got to go check out that Turo series. It was absolutely insane. 3-part series. I'll link to it down below. Go check it out on the main channel. But I was just renting these luxury cars, and then I started looking up the prices of them. And number one, there's like nothing even available new. Mm-mm. And then number two, the used prices are like the new prices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you never have I ever seen where you can buy a car that's 3 years old that costs more than a new one.
Yeah.
We had a guy, he was looking for an F-350, and Ford couldn't even get him a truck.
Yeah.
And we had one on our lot, and it was spec'd out the way he wanted it, so it worked out for him. But the truck new sticker was like $79,000, and we sold it to him for like $84,000.
Dude, how many miles did it have on it?
I think it had like 40,000 miles on it. I mean, no, it was practically new. It was like 3,000 miles, but still, like it's out of control. One of my friends just sold their Ford or their Dodge Cummins truck. It's like a 2002 with 300,000 miles. They sold it for $20,000.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you'd think that'd be a dumpster truck, but
I wouldn't even think it worked.
Yeah. No,
dude, it's so crazy because, the pandemic has caused a lot of things. Like, we're going to film a podcast about inflation later. But, in the car industry, it's like people got their stimmies and started buying cars. And then there's just these production problems all across the nation or the world.
The world, yeah. We can't get a lot of our control modules. I mean, that's why new cars aren't being built right now. Is because, they're building the frames, but they don't have the control modules to run the cars right now.
Somebody was telling me about there's these chips that we've only every car manufacturer is making in China, and that China supplier is
shut down.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with the, why they're shut down, but I think it's Taiwan. Okay. But they wiped out, completely shut our automotive market down.
Dude, crazy that every single manufacturer is relying on some outsourced company.
Mm-hmm.
It seems really dumb in hindsight. Well,
if you look at the window sticker, it's Mercedes-Benz, it's 13% developed in Japan, 73% developed in Germany, but it's the other pieces that are coming on the cars come from other places. It's, they source. We had a problem with door panels where the spring was breaking. You had to get a whole new door panel for them. And the factory burnt down that made the door panels.
So what happened?
People were on waiting lists. They were rolling their window down to open their door. Mercedes.
There was nothing you could do about it.
They were looking for another supplier that could build it to their specifications, and they just couldn't find anybody.
Yeah.
So it's this one factory that burnt down. It cost a year and a half of production.
Wow.
To just go out the window.
Dude, that's crazy. I was looking at cars. So the last car I bought was Mindy's Lincoln Navigator. I bought it used from New York. Never, guys, this is a lesson I learned. Never buy like a used car that far out of state without like seeing it, because it didn't end up the way I thought. And, actually the fuel pump just burst the other day.
Oh, geez.
It's in the shop. It's actually part of the reason too why I had to go on Turo again to rent another car, because their car's in the shop. Hopefully I'll get it back today. But yeah, I wasn't happy with how that turned out, buying a car from New York here in Vegas. But the interesting thing was, when I got it, I was like, man, do I want to trade this in or what? Because like it's not what I thought it was. So I went over to Cadillac, and at Cadillac I was looking at the Escalades, and I was like, okay, this new Escalade is sick. And they were like, yeah, if you want to get a new Escalade, it's going to be probably like 10, 15 grand over MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? I came here to like negotiate down.
Yeah.
Not pay 10 grand more than MSRP.
And that's a steal. Like
crazy.
10 grand over is a steal. There's a lot of cars that they're putting markup over the MSRP just because it's such a hot commodity. I mean, G-Wagons alone are, good luck getting a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
It's, again, the used G-Wagons are selling more than the new ones. And then it's like, what do you do?
Yeah. Nick, my partner at Forever Home Realty, he drives a G-Wagon. I can't remember what years his is. Maybe like a 17, I think.
I think it's
you would know.
I think it's a 15 or a 16, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's worth more than when I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah. He was trying to sell it last year too. So, I mean.
Yeah. It's crazy. And he's trying to get a Lambo Urus now.
Yeah. The service bills.
Yeah, they're going to be quite a bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I was looking at just that. I'm like, dude, 10 grand, like, I'm a real estate investor who never pays market value. And you're telling me I got to pay more than market value for this?
Right now, yeah.
Which I guess, market value is over list price in today's market. But, man, over MSRP, like, man, I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, and that comes with no extra add-ons, too. You get into the finance office and, you need those extra products. Like you need the extended warranty if you're going to hang onto the car. Depending on what kind of car you get, it could be 5 to 10 grand.
Yeah. Well, so I did the Turo series. By the way, it was, like I said, you guys got to go check it out on my main channel. One of the cars I drove was the C8 Corvette. And many people on this podcast, including my friend Chandler David Smith, he has a C8. Lucky Lopez, who I filmed that series with, who's a big car flipper here in town, he told me on the podcast I filmed with him that, hey, you should look into the C8. Great value, everything, right? So I go rent this car, and I'm like, yeah, this is a really good value. MSRP starts at $60,000. And I mean, you're talking about a car that goes 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And brand new, super nice. You could get a convertible, all these options for 80 grand. I'm like, okay, this is a good deal.
It's cheap.
Yeah. And that's funny that we're saying 80 grand is cheap. Cause
it's cheap for what you get.
It's cheap for what it is. And so I call up Chevy after. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about getting a Corvette. They're like, well, we can put you on the waiting list, or you can build one right now. I was like, you don't have any in stock? They're like, come on, man.
Not at all.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
And they're like, we never have one in stock. You have to order one. I go, okay. So what's it look like if I order one? Like, do you guys give me any discounts, any specials going on? They're like,
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Good luck.
They're like, here's how it's going to go down, dude. If you want to order this, it's MSRP plus 10 grand. I'm like, it's 10 grand for you to order me this? Like, I can just order it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't I just order this online? And just put the order in. Why do I got to pay this guy 10 grand to go manually put it in online? It's like the dumbest thing ever.
To type it through.
Yeah. Dude, I will type whatever you want for 10 grand.
Yeah, absolutely.
I built out so many cars online, I could type that out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, fast.
Yeah.
Fast. There's so many different we're running into with your new car that you've chosen.
We'll talk about that here in a sec, guys.
Yeah.
Here's a quick word from our sponsors. Are you looking to grow your real estate investing business? My company, Future Flipper, can help. We've taught hundreds of people all over the country how to flip, wholesale, and buy rental properties. And it doesn't matter where you're at in your investing journey. Whether you're trying to get your first deal or scale your company, Future Flipper can help. We have courses, coaching, and events for all levels of investors. So if you want to take the next step, go to futureflipper.com and book a free consultation to see how we can best help you. Once again, that's futureflipper.com. One of the hardest parts about real estate investing is finding a good contractor. That's where Southwestern Custom Construction comes in. They've been doing remodels in Nevada and Arizona since 2006. As a fully licensed and bonded general contractor, they're able to help with any type of renovation, all the way from an entry-level fixer-upper to a custom luxury home. Southwestern Custom Construction specializes in working with investors. I've personally used them on many of my projects, so I know their team is legit. If you want to get a bid on a project, head over to customhomenow.com. Once again, that's customhomenow.com. Are you looking to find off-market real estate deals? One of the best tools my team uses is Batch Leads. With Batch Leads, you're able to pull data, manage lists, and send text messages. On top of that, you can get nationwide access to the MLS to get pictures and comps. My team has used Batch Leads to get some of our best deals, so I know it works. If you want to start today, you can get half off your first month by going to batchleads.io and using the promo code Ryan. Once again, that's batchleads.io, promo code Ryan for half off your first month. Now, back to the show.
There's just a lot of like loopholes and stuff that you got to jump through to make it work right now, because I mean, like I was telling you earlier, we don't have the dealer pricing guide yet or anything like that, so we don't even know yet.
Yeah. So, in the Turo video, I drove multiple cars, and a lot of them were two-seaters, and like one was even the Lambo. It's the Gallardo, I think, that's what I drove. Can't remember. But, I drove the two-seaters and stuff, and I thought that was what I was going to want, because I'm like, okay, I've driven SUVs. Like, it's cool to get, like, a fast sports car. But, dude, after doing it for a week and, like, getting in and out of those tiny cars, I'm like, dude, this, like, freaking hurts my back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even...
You're like, shit, I'm old.
Yeah, I'm getting old, and I can't even do anything. Like, we ran into the issue of, like just practically filming. We couldn't do it because I could only fit one guy in there.
Yeah.
We couldn't fit equipment in there.
Oh, yeah. No, you're using suction cups and putting GoPros in places to make that work. But, like, yeah, good luck. I mean, there's no space. There's no cargo. Good luck running to the grocery store.
Yeah, well, I haven't been to the grocery store in years.
Yeah,
but,
I'll take you one time.
we got Amazon now.
Yeah.
But, I would say it just made me, I'm glad I did it, not only for the content, it was really fun, and hopefully it gets a lot of views, but it helped me realize that, you know what, I don't think I want like a two-seater. If I do get a sports car, I think I want to get like one of these four-seaters that are cool. Like one of the other cars I drove was the Porsche Taycan. Yeah. And that was a fun car.
It's crazy because the ones that I saw, they were all $200,000 plus. When you told me what the base price was, I was kind of blown away. I was like,
yeah, they started at 80 grand.
That's a huge swing, from 80 to 200.
I know,
was
right?
Like, wow.
And it's not like, I mean, it's really just like, okay, one has a bigger battery and it's way faster.
Yeah.
But even, I mean, dude, if you want to drive a Porsche that's electric with cool tech for 80 grand, it's a good deal.
Yeah. I mean, that's in between S and, Y series on Tesla. So, I mean, it's like, how much more of a distance are you getting with them too?
Well, and I'll tell you this, as somebody who owns a Tesla and has driven it for a year and, driving the Porsche, the Porsche is significantly much more luxurious and way better to drive.
That's the new thing it's going to be coming out is all these main manufacturers are going to be coming out with their luxurious vehicles that are, I mean, the EQS, that thing is good luck. Good luck, Tesla.
We'll have to, on this podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll show you some B-roll of the EQS because it's that car is sick.
It's super sick. Like a screen across your entire dash, like, plus the range, plus all of the amenities.
And then looking at the back seat, like that's probably the most luxurious car I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. No, it's sick.
Yeah.
It's sick. I can't wait to go see one. I saw EQ GLE when they were doing the hot weather testing. Mm-hmm. Thing was sick too. But it was stripped down. So it was, it was it was, not like they had a bucket in there as the driver's seat, but it was nice.
Yeah.
For being a test car.
Yeah. So we went to to Mercedes. And you know what's funny is, like, obviously you've worked for Mercedes all these years, and you've always told me, you're like, dude, get a Mercedes, get a Mercedes. And I've gotten a new car like every year, whether it's for me or somebody else or, you know, whatever. I switch out my cars all the time. I get bored. And I've never got the Mercedes, and they're so nice, you know, and they're fast. They're just high quality. I just have never got one. And I went to your guys' store, last week? Looked at them.
Yeah, it was last week.
I think I'm finally going to pull the trigger, dude.
You got to. I'm telling you, once you go German, when it comes to vehicles, you'll never.
What about my Volkswagen Tiguan?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's. I always made the joke that was like the economy Mercedes. You know, it's the fit and finish is good. It's okay quality, but it's.
That car sucked. You know, for those of you who don't know, I had a Volkswagen Tiguan. It was like
I think you had a 10.
Yeah, it was like a 10 or 11. Yeah. I bought it for $9,000. This was back when I just started flipping houses, and I gave my truck that I was flipping couches in to my dad. And my theory behind it was, hey, if I don't have this truck, it's going to make me a better businessman because I'm not going to be tempted to go flip a couch or to go get materials for my contractors. Like, I'm just driving this little, you know,
SUV.
I don't even call it an SUV. Yeah. This little tiny car. and I only bought it because for $9,000, it had leather, it had tech, which I had a 2004 Toyota Tundra at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it had nothing.
Yeah.
And it was a work truck.
AM/FM radio.
Yeah, it literally had nothing. So to me, this was like, this is great. I have Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And
what a step that is.
Dude, it was a huge step. And so I bought this car, and after a year, I was like, this car sucks.
Yeah.
So I traded it in.
Well, you did all the upgrades on it too.
I actually gave it to Noelle.
You gave it to Noelle, yeah.
So I gave it to Noelle, and I bought what did I buy after that?
I think that's when you got the Lexus.
Yeah, I did. I bought my first Lexus, 2013 Lexus RX.
Yeah.
And then I upgraded to a 2016 Lexus RX, and then now I have the Tesla.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always went Japanese.
Upward progression, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
And now I'm looking at the Benz finally.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to go wrong.
Yeah.
It's hands down when it comes to the tightness of the steering wheel, hearing stuff, you're going to get the 6.3 too. So it's.
You could for sure feel quality difference. I never understood this when I was looking at buying the Tesla last year. I was watching YouTube videos and reviews. People are like, hey, their tech is great, but the build quality is subpar. They were like, they got panel gaps and like all this stuff. I was like, whatever. And, I get my Tesla and I'm like, this is great. This is the best car I've ever driven, right?
Yeah.
And then I drive these other luxury cars, and I drive, my friends' cars, because these guys are ballers apparently. And they all got these crazy cars, and I feel the difference. I'm like you just said, the tightness of the steering wheel, the quality, like it ain't rattling.
Yeah.
It ain't, you open the door and just feels solid.
Yeah. It makes that thunk noise.
It's heavy. It's not just like a piece of aluminum. Just everything about it. And Tesla, it's been great for me. I mean, their tech, I can still say this. Nobody can compete with Tesla's tech.
Yeah.
The ability for this car to drive itself and do what it does is insane. But their build quality, I can see it now, is definitely not there.
Yeah, I've heard all kinds of horror stories about their build quality. And, like people bring their... I would expect it too. You spend $150,000 on an X, and dude, the door doesn't close right. Yeah, it's like your doors open 1/8 of an inch, and it's like all you can hear is wind whistling, and they're like, "That's how it is."
Yeah, that's just normal.
That's just normal. Yeah, deal with it.
Yeah, and I detailed this in a YouTube video before too. I bought the Model X used from Tesla. It was 2017, and dude, I mean, it came with like all this random stuff, like the taillight was cracked, there's a huge scratch on the glove box, there was just like the steering wheel's all scratched up, and I was like, why didn't you guys just fix this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, like even with our cars, when you get a certified pre-owned car, they go through them like they're new cars. They go through, they change all kinds of stuff.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because they gave me a new warranty. It was like, hey, you're getting the 4-year unlimited mile warrant or something crazy,
Yeah.
right? And I bought my Lexus RX certified pre-owned,
Mm-hmm.
and it was immaculate. I'm
Yeah.
like, it feels like a new car.
Yeah.
And Tesla was it felt like I bought this car from the auction.
You might have.
I might have. They were ready to ship it to the auction, but I bought it.
Yeah, they put the sticker on. It's certified now.
Yeah.
Here, give it to Ryan.
Yeah, dude. It was well, and here's the other, and this is not to bash Tesla, but it sounds like it is.
Yeah, no,
The other bad part about Tesla is, and I didn't realize this until driving other cars. I drove the Taycan and I drove an Audi e-tron while the Lincoln's been in the shop, and the difference between how much energy is used is insane.
Oh.
Like my Tesla, it says when I fill it up to the max, like 270. And by the way, it's supposed to be like 300, but whatever, the battery's
heat
older
conditions. There's all kinds of
Yeah,
variables that
whatever.
cause that to not work.
and I will say I always drive in ludicrous mode.
Yeah, that's how you
Okay.
should.
I mean, if you got it, you got it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I always do that, but I'll say this, at full battery, it says, or not full, because you don't ever want to charge all the way. So it's always like 230 is like a full charge. Dude, I mean, in a normal day of driving, it's at 100 after a normal day. I did not drive 130 miles.
Yeah.
I drove like 40.
Mm-hmm.
So its ratio is like 3-to-1 reality versus what it says.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the e-tron was true. It said 200 miles. I'm like, oh, great. How am I going to do this? But it was just true mileage.
It was true to form. Yeah. They're getting really good with algorithms as far as, guessing how far you can go.
Yeah.
On how because it all takes all of your driving habits.
Yeah.
And it does can make 200
But the e-tron
miles.
had no, like Tesla's known me for a year.
Yeah.
They still haven't figured me out.
Yeah.
The e-tron was brand new. It was true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's quick. It's 30 minutes of driving or something like that for it to click into you.
Yeah. No, so I I did that, and the Taycan same way. Like the battery was true. The Tesla was not. And I don't know if it's a fact that my Tesla is used and the battery's 4 years old versus theirs where they're brand new batteries, but either way, it ain't accurate.
That's crazy.
So that's another beef I've got with Tesla.
When you drive in ludicrous mode, does Ludacris
starts singing
talk
roll
to
out.
you? Yeah, that's what he does.
Roll
Good,
out.
Perfect. They should make that a feature.
They should. I don't know why he hasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll probably be trading in the Tesla. Also, Elon's been really making me mad with all his Bitcoin antics. He's costing me hundreds of thousands of dollars with his naysayer stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of soured on him, but I still might get the Cybertruck, But I'm for sure trading in the Model X.
I'm telling you, when I was in Austin, he pulled up in the Cybertruck at the Gigafactory over there.
Oh, really?
It was big news. People were freaking out. They're like, "Hey, did you hear?" It was all like grapevine talk too. They were like, "Elon Musk is here," and like I heard from 15 different people. I was at a restaurant and the waitress was like, "Did you hear Elon Musk is here?"
Everybody in Austin's just talking about it.
And I'm there and I'm like, "Oh, no kidding!" And she's like, "Yeah, he's over here with this Cybertruck," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's neat."
That's funny, dude. Man. So. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. Like you were alluding to earlier, I've built out a Mercedes that I really want. The 4-door GT.
You chose right.
It just is big. It's fast. Its tech is amazing. It's luxurious. It's good. It's actually surprisingly got a lot of cargo room if I got the camera stuff because it's a hatchback.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that car. I love the matte blue that just comes with it.
Yeah.
But we'll see what it ends up costing. I'm getting the
question
friends
mark.
and family discount, which maybe is MSRP from the looks of it. Hey, we're not going to charge you $10,000 over MSRP.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, we'll charge you what it is. Yeah. No, it's one of those things, and like, they were like, oh, we're having a hard time even getting cars. Like
This guy wants a discount?
Yeah, he wants a discount. We can't even get cars for regular people. Like, he wants the hookup. And I'm like, yeah. And I've worked here for 19 years. So can we please? And they're like, yeah, we'll take care of you. Take care of your family. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you, for those listening, I don't care what the market's doing or what, you always do whatever you can to get a discount. Don't ever just be like, oh, I guess I got to just pay $10,000 over because that's what everyone else is doing. Like,
that's what it is.
Yeah, no, we don't. No, never. So even in the real estate market now, we are still paying far below market value and getting deals, even when everyone else is like, oh man, I can't get a deal.
I heard it's outrageous just anywhere right now.
Anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
It's great for us when we go to sell them, though.
Yeah. No, absolutely. My person that's in Austin right now, they were like, it's all lotteries and it's all, 50.
Yeah.
No inspection over.
Yeah.
Like what?
Dude, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, but I'm with it as a seller. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's our take on cars and what's going on in the car market. If you haven't already, like I've been talking about, go watch that Turo series. Make sure you go to my main channel. Also, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. For making a big effort to increase that number. Go leave a 5-star review on Apple. I was about to say Amazon. On Apple.
Yeah.
And help us out. Help us get ranked higher and more people see this content. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace. Thanks for watching The Ryan Pineda Show. If you want to work with me, head over to ryanpineda.com. You can find my courses, coaching programs, and upcoming events. We also have free resources you can download, so head over to ryanpineda.com.